If you're looking for some fast-paced, retro racing action, then look no further. Horizon Chase Turbo will have you chasing the gold and feeling semi-old. Hey everyone, Dan here doing an indie drop review for Horizon Chase Turbo. It is both developed and published by Acquire Game Studio, priced at $19.99 and now available on all platforms. Though I may not show it, I've always been a racing fan. It's something that has run deep in my family, as my grandfather had owned a 1970 Chevy Corvette, and even myself owning a 2006 Volkswagen GTI. I'm more of a tuner guy personally. That brings us to Horizon Chase Turbo. It had been some time since I've picked up a racing game since Mario Kart 8, so seeing another arcade-like racing game come along piqued my interest. Horizon Chase Turbo has a few modes to choose from. Starting off, only the World Tour is playable. Now this mode is set with a handful of unique and brilliant real-world locations, each with a series of races or cups, if you will. With the races, you have a rotating diagram showing you the layout of the track, and I feel is beneficial to choosing your vehicle. You only get a few cars to choose from at the start, but rest assured, you unlock new cars based off real-world vehicles again, with usually better stats than the last car, but it's all personal preference really. Like for me, I typically chose the better handling vehicles as it would help me maneuver in and out of the wolf pack that is the first lap. All the cars seem balanced in a way to where even if a car has a better top speed, a car with better handling can just as easily catch up with the said opponents. That is, if you use your boost to the max. The only time a car with higher top speeds is necessary is either when the track is fairly straight and has little to no sharp corners, or if you are trying to get yourself up on that online leaderboard. Parked within each race has a sequence of tokens you must collect, and these tokens go toward the final objective of the race, and that is the Super Trophy. To get the Super Trophy, you must get first place and collect all tokens for the race. You will get an additional token, or tokens, reputation points, for having more fuel in your vehicle by the end of the race as well. And just like the tokens, there will be fuel tanks parked around the track for you to fill up on. If you run out of gas, your car will stall out. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, and that's no different than in real life too. So, always be sure to check the course for those fuel tanks. And let's not forget that when you run low on fuel, your map will display a couple of fuel tank icons to show you the next fill-up location on the course, which is quite handy. You will notice after each race you earn reputation points. Reputation points are used to unlock other vehicles and upgrade races or different sections of the world. An upgrade race is something that, if you get first place, can choose between a few handy upgrades. Once you choose an upgrade, it will be applied to all vehicles, not just one of them. Reputation points are also applied to unlocking other parts of the world. If you're like me and couldn't move on until you got that Super Trophy, you can actually gain enough reputation points to unlock several upgrade races at a time, but only for regions that are already unlocked. You become quite attached to those upgrades as you watch your cars from being stock pieces of trash, or stock pieces of trash, to V10 Roadrunners. Upgrade perks include increasing specific values of your top speed, acceleration, handling, fuel, and nitro, all extremely self-explanatory. When selecting upgrades, you will notice only a few perks will be added at a time, whether it be upgrades to top speed and nitro, or acceleration and fuel, so on and so forth. Forewarning, the upgrades you receive in World Tour do not carry over into other modes. The other modes have a selected few upgrades depending on difficulty levels. Now, World Tour is just one of the few game modes to play in, although I feel is the mode with the most beef. There's also a tournament and endurance mode. In tournament mode, you choose between 3 different difficulties: amateur, professional, and master. Tournament mode is different than what World Tour is, of course. You are still collecting tokens, but instead of going toward a trophy, it gives you an additional boost during the race. You will race a series of races similar to what a cup would be in Mario Kart. Depending on the position you are in by the end of the race determines how many points you then earn. At the end of the cup, all of the points you earn are added together for the final results. Endurance mode is a bit different as far as how it's played, and the mode grew on me quickly. In Endurance mode, 12 races are held. It does get prolonged into more races once you beat the short cup. And for each race you place 5th or better, you move on to the next course. It's not the only difference though. Once you pick a car, that's the only car you get for the remainder of the race. So make sure you pick the car you are most suited to. Upgrades are an essential part of Endurance Mode 2, and after each race, or at least for the short endurance run, you get to choose a singular upgrade to take along for the ride ahead. Now, once you get to the middle, or medium, I should say, medium endurance run, upgrades only come about every 3 races, I believe, and then once you hit the long endurance run, I'm sure it goes to 6. I haven't actually played it, so don't quote me on that. But anyway, upgrades are still an essential part of what endurance mode is. Finally, once the race has begun, there is no restarting, and that is about all you need to know about endurance mode. Despite the game's inspiration for retro-based racers, Horizon Chase Turbo has stunning graphics and snappy mechanics. Weaving in and out of traffic can be both easy as well as aggravating. One thing about the game I found to be most annoying is bumping. Bumping costs you a lot of distance, and the only benefit to it is when an NPC smashes your tail end, thrusting you forward for some extra acceleration. Otherwise, getting bumped from any other area can be a real pain in the neck, literally. I suppose that's half the fun of it and teaches you to stay away from the other cars. Though, once you hit 5th, most of the other vehicles are just out to get you, by either rushing in front of you to make you lose speed, or bump you off the track. You will be tested in many different situations, as the game even has some pretty intimidating weather effects. Though fairly easy to cope with, the weather effects can make it troublesome to obtain all of the coins or even look out for those fuel tanks. The only time I really noticed an affliction with my handling was when there was snow or sand on the ground, or flurries and dust storms in the air, which is typical, and I'm glad they took that into account when making these courses too. If you're looking to play in co-op, grab another controller or 3 and go head-to-head with a friend to see which of you is the superior racer. Horizon Chase Turbo offers a premium split-screen experience and even has the potential to ruin that friendship of yours. You can even challenge your friends in the online competitive ghost mode. I do apologize, as I didn't have any friends available to help me record some footage of that, but seeing a handful of other videos proves it's a thrilling experience. I did want to include another bit of information too, that with the release of the Switch and Xbox One ports, Aquarius Game Studio had announced a new game mode called Playground. Now, Playground is a competitive mode that rotates in seasons. It will feature 5 races that are available only for a limited time. Some examples might be that you're to race a time attack with no opponents, changes in weather and time of day, mirrored races, race with an infinite nitro, or even have specific limitations on the cars you choose. Playground is a mode I see people coming back to enjoy time and time again. Did I mention it could also make for some great streaming or content creation? Yeah, totally. They also said Playgrounds would make its way to PC and PS4 at a later date. What makes Horizon Chase Turbo so appealing to me? It's a quick pick up and play. There's a handful of objectives to follow and car upgrades to unlock, cars to unlock, you name it. There's a lot to do there. Modes and leaderboards to keep you coming back for more. With the addition of Playground mode, I can see a lot of people really diving into that and enjoying that for a long time. And let's not forget that split-screen co-op play. Gotta love that. Though it's not online, it's still really awesome to see them do split-screen co-op. Couch co-op, that is. Whether you're a hardcore or casual racing fan, I believe Horizon Chase Turbo fires on all cylinders for anyone to enjoy. Still not sure about the game? Well, you can download a demo to play on Steam, so go check it out for yourselves. That'll be the finish line for this review, everyone. Thanks Aquarius Game Studio for providing me with a review code. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video, and I'll catch you in the fast lane.